Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is going to be a little different. We are going to the Microsoft office in Chicago. And no, I do not work there, nor do I plan to work at Microsoft in the near future. But I'm going there to be a judge at a hackathon called Hack with Chicago, which is happening at the Microsoft office over here. And you'll see a few glimpses of that in this video, but there's a whole other video coming right after this one. So stay tuned for that one if you want to know how the nitty-gritty details of judging a hackathon works. And click the subscribe button so you don't miss that one as well. Now this Microsoft office is a little special because it's not like the other offices which have huge campuses and huge different separate buildings, but this is just a single building. But more on that as the video progresses and as I show you guys around. Right now I'm yet to charge my laptop and pack my bags, so I'm just gonna do that and then take you guys with me. Microsoft office here is pretty crazy. They do everything from creating more supply chains, smart factories. They have Azure deployments going on from here. They have IoT, industrial IoT and everything. So it's a pretty much mix of everything. And what they essentially, the main idea of this particular location is to have a place in the Midwest where they can cater to every business in the Midwest by selling their Azure solutions, maybe selling different kinds of smart factory solutions and how they can help with those. Because as you know, Microsoft is pretty much everywhere, from government to small businesses like mom and pop shops. And them having a presence at Chicago is kind of very central to the entire Midwest region and their business in this particular region. We're going to go about having an entire tour of this office. There are multiple floors with multiple different types of places where people differently work on maybe Azure, people work on IoT. There are separate spaces for that, and we are probably going to go after the hackathon lunch is done to visit all of those sections and discover more about what Microsoft does here. And we have a partner solution architect, which is kind of a VP level for a software engineer or an architect level, and they are going to be taking us around. So it's super exciting. They have probably like 20 years of experience, and they were also, funny thing, they were also a visiting advisor at University of Illinois where I go. So that's amazing to see. They made so many hackathons possible over there. They took so many guest lectures, and the funny part is they also held office hours, which is something which usually the professors which are teaching there do, but he also took one, and which was great to see him interact with students and has been pretty active all around. But yeah, we'll hear more from him later in this video.
When it's right, but actually if this truck is compliant. And this is a little bit, I'm kind of hoping, just do whatever you feel like doing. But we also prepared like kind of like guiding trucks for you as well, which is interesting. So we have a logistic truck.
And all of it over here in a way that they can showcase all of these technologies. So if you look over here, this guy has got some sort of camera-based module here for real-time communication. It's called exactly what it's called. It's called RealWare for the frontline team who is actually medical professionals and military professionals to have some equipment that they can use at the front line. And then different Microsoft Teams gear, what kind of gears to use, what's the best way to do that, and all of that. So they showcase a lot of demos here at the State Street. Intelligent store, does it mean that if I take a product, it will be logged over here? I think that is what it's for incident logging. And I think if I take a product, there are sensors there somewhere which detect if a product has been taken. So yeah, and anyway, this it's really like I'm in an awe. It's a very small space, very constrained space, but it's still an immersive experience. Everything from marketing to POS to how can Microsoft help in supply chain, if they can help getting your team teched up with Microsoft Teams, and how can your team start using it to actually handling your stores intelligently through the intelligent store, and also going via the store operations, in which essentially your checkout person or the person handling or dealing with your clients or your customers would be wearing something of that sort, obviously after a consent with the customer, and recording the entire conversation so that it can be used for future training. And I'm not sure what this panel is about, but I'm thinking it's a part of the intelligence store as well. And this is all the things that the frontline worker can use. They would have a special phone to check inventory, logging. They can contact their team if they need to. And there's a whole load of different utilities that Microsoft provides via their partners, which is Zebra in this case.
Hello, welcome to the Chicago Innovation Hub.
Bro, that thing scared me. Oh my god. Hi. Oh my god. It is tracking where I am going. I'm not sure what this is. Is it supposed to be an AI podcaster? But that thing is scary. Okay, so this might be the coolest area of them all at this particular office location at Microsoft. So they have an entire podcast studio over here where they can record podcasts with different guests, and they show you how to do that. And also they have this entire suite selection of Microsoft Studio and Surface laptops and desktops. But the coolest of them all is actually this chess set, which is made like the Chicago buildings, like different buildings all over Chicago. So you have the Willis Tower, you have the Hancock Tower, and a lot more different iconic buildings throughout Chicago. And they have this is the fidget spinner building near the Navy Pier, and this is such a cool added touch to this office. So I'm myself trying to learn chess and get into it a bit. I'm not there yet, I'm nowhere close to being a good player, but this definitely makes me more and more interested to learn it even more. So after meeting the principal architect here, he was explaining us what all happens at the Microsoft office here in Chicago. It's a mix of a lot of different kinds of products, mostly to do with cloud services based off of Azure, and how it can help their businesses, like their business partners, strategic partners in the Midwest, whether that's retail stores. Those are IoT-based sensors that are installed in Whole Foods, which sense the footfall of people and whatnot. So all of that is being handled over here. The customers come in over here to this office. They take a whole tour of the different services that Microsoft can provide. This floor is really just for that. I think there's a second floor up there, which we're not allowed to go for today. But this floor, as you can see, that's my new friend, by the way. So this floor, as you can see, it's mostly to do with business-centric operations and business side of things, and it's for people who are outside of Microsoft to come in and kind of get a glance of what happens in here on a day-to-day basis. What different kinds of products do Microsoft sell? Maybe play a little bit Chicago-based chess if they like. And if you remember, I showed you the State Street a little while ago. So that also is a part of their ongoing efforts to make sure that it stays the best, like the customers receive the best quality advice from Microsoft. And to do that, they have created an entire immersive space to take them through different things on how it could potentially help grow their business and how each of those things fit into their business. So if you are doing store operations, POS, e-commerce, if you are just selling Game Pass, if you're going to be using Teams for your day-to-day work, so how would all of that work? And the view from here is actually very pretty. So if you look here, I think that is the Millennium Park district. So the view from here is also pretty amazing, and it's a very central location. It's like a 2-minute walk from the Michigan Ave, and it's dead center of downtown. So it's an amazing location as well. And anyways, I'm planning to go around the entire office and check different things, how they work, what all do they do differently over here, and understand about the actual work that happens in this particular office, because I have heard that every office of Microsoft in this particular region has a particular function, and I think this has mostly to do with customer centric and business centric focus and how everything works in general. So it'll be fun to see what all actually happens in this particular office and how people work on a day-to-day basis, what are the usual roles and operations, and how does all of that work. But I think there are more conference rooms that we are yet to figure out and understand what their purposes are.
A lot of this board is devoted to just ideation, just getting people to come up with ideas and spark interest in how they can use Microsoft technology. And it's, to facilitate that, we have a lot of these little stations that focus on one industry. In this case, it's manufacturing. I think the biggest thing in manufacturing is IoT systems and internet of things. The idea behind IoT is we're taking devices like these here.
Okay, don't mind the lighting right now, but another amazing thing which I found here at the Microsoft office is this GitHub Galaxy, which is essentially what's going on in GitHub around the world. So as you can see, it has a moving globe which zooms into different locations throughout the world. It shows you the contribution graph, the live contribution graph of how many lines of code were written today so far. I think that's 23 billion lines of code which were added and 4 billion lines deleted. I don't know who's making changes to production on Saturday, but whoever you guys are, be careful. And other than that, today there were about 400,000 pull request participants, so people who commented or something like that, and the actual pull request number today was 120,000. So this is truly awesome to see something like this. So at the Microsoft office, they also have this amazing race set up here at, I'm assuming, which is their social place where the employees just gather around. So they have this amazing race set up. I just got to try it right now. I'll just add a video here after this clip. But yeah, as you guys saw, it was really an amazing experience to have something like this in an office. It just makes the entire vibe a whole lot better. So they have everything from a steering wheel, all the brake and accelerator pedals, and also the gear shifter. And I think the seat also has haptics because I could feel some of those vibrations when I was driving it. all the vibrations coming through my body when my car was not staying on the track or going here or there. But yes.
I was trying to match. Yeah, hardware.
Okay, another interesting thing which can only happen at Microsoft or such companies is having live F1 just going around when there's actually no one here. I was actually here for the last few minutes. The sprint race just ended and Norris won the race, but I do support Max Verstappen till the day I die, and he finished last in the sprint due to a mistake in the garage, actually a fuck up. But anyways, there is this option as well with something which looks like a self-serve kitchen with coffee machines and everything else. So that is something which you've got here at the Microsoft office too.
A lot of wrong deliveries or problems encountered in a region. We want to change the policy for that particular region.
Biggest team in the room. Okay, so our project is based on AI and sports. Pretty much this is an AI-based voice assistant. That's very exciting. But I don't know, the root of the game is strategy. So no matter how strong you are at the end, the winner is who has a smarter strategy. So it's beautiful. So what we're trying to do, so it has changed a lot in the way that we play. And also, it depends now on the strategy, again, and the mental resilience. So, what's the problem and what's the opportunity? Well, if you really want to play tennis and if you really want to enjoy the game, well, you need to play